Good afternoon from George Brown College. Welcome to our 20 Reasons to Consider GBC's PLC Technician Certificate webinar. Today I am speaking and joined by my colleague Geet. I'm Scott Duncan, Business Development Manager here at George Brown, and Geet, say hello.
Hello everybody, this is Geet. I'm the Senior Support Consultant over here. I help out students enrolled in the PLC and PLC2 program with any technical issues they have, or if they need any kind of tutorial assistance. I help out with all that.
And we're joined by a third colleague, David McMichael. David's manning the laptop here watching the chat, so he's keeping an eye on any questions that are coming through chat. We are going to collect those questions and address them at the end of our presentation to try and make it more efficient. We have turned off the mics so that you're not going to get a chance to ask a question by voice, but we think that using the chat is probably more practical and we can get through more material that way. So please take a look at your chat window and be present there and add questions. So the agenda today is we're going to do about 20 minutes of a presentation, and then we're going to do about 10 minutes of questions and answer. In the background, we will be recording the webinar, and after the webinar, we will send out what we call show notes, which will include slides and links and email addresses and any other details that we talked about over the course or that might have come up in questions. So let's jump into the details. The purpose of the webinar is to provide kind of a summary of some of the reasons that you might be thinking about enrolling, to give our responses to some of the common questions that come up when people talk to us and when people are interested in our programs. And we feel these are kind of the top 20 reasons that we think are most important to people when they sign up. Number one reason that we get a lot of people looking at our program and very interested in our program is by nature of the model that we use. We're very, very flexible, study at your own pace, distance education-based, computer-based, self-paced learning module. Our program is quite unique in that sense, and it allows people to take our program remotely and work through the material, interacting with us through our support system, but really, really flexible and built to work for you, not necessarily for our schedule. You can take it from anywhere at any place. We have no preset completion deadline, meaning you can take, like some really well-prepared and experienced people can move through it very rapidly in 15 to 20 weeks. And then we've had some people who've taken 10 years to get through the program. We don't recommend that. Obviously, that's not optimal for your outcomes, but it is that flexible that you can work hard for a month or two, take a month off, take a summer holiday off, dig in on all the details in September, and complete it as quickly as you want. The average completion time for the program is about 32 weeks, but that does vary a lot depending on the experience and knowledge of the people coming into the program. The next main reason you should think about our program as a really good option for your training is that is based on our reputation in the marketplace. George Brown College is a well-known, well-recognized, fully accredited post-secondary institution. We're overseen by the Ontario Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities here in Ontario, Canada. We have across the college something like 12,000 full-time, but actually 60,000 part-time students, which is a pretty amazing number. In fact, we're the largest provider of distance ed in Canada. Our reputation goes beyond the Canadian borders in that we have a lot of students and a lot of companies that we work with in the U.S. to provide this training. We have articulation agreements with U.S. and Canadian universities that allow people to carry the credits from our programs into those degree programs. And we have 8 partner colleges in the U.S., which some of you might have come across in your searching, where we offer our program through those colleges as an option to complement their training offerings. Next reason that you might want to think about working with our program is that we've got really basic, modest entry requirements to enter into the program. We get the question all the time, what are your prerequisites, and does my educational background qualify me to get into the program? The answer is a high school diploma or equivalent is what we look for. If you don't have that, but have been working for a while and have experience, then we'll also grant people entrance based on what we call mature student status. So that we have a very open front door to let people into the program. No experience in PLCs is required. We start from the basics and work up to a pretty high level of detail in the PLC world. Typical profile of those students, given those entry requirements, are students who have a background maybe in manufacturing, in an industrial setting. They're working in some kind of very applied kind of working context like that, and they're looking to bootstrap their knowledge and training and credentials to provide for better opportunity for themselves and to qualify for possibly jobs and promotions. Next reason we want to give you is to talk about the flexibility with which we built our program and made it easy for people to register into the program. As I think I mentioned, we have open enrollment, which allows people to start at any time and work through at their own pace. Going back to school, going back to a college program for a lot of people who haven't been there for a while or who never made it to college previously can be intimidating and pretty complicated. We make it really simple, and that you can register quite easily directly online or with our advisors. You can register as a student if you're working within a company and your company is looking to sponsor your training. We also work with a lot of companies. We've seen pretty much every kind of tuition reimbursement scenario that you could imagine. So we're very comfortable with that kind of a setting. So feel free to talk to us about that. And in fact, we're happy to talk to people at your company as well to explain what we do to them. Once you've decided that you're interested as a student and want to pursue it and register, one of the other really easy dimensions of how we work is how simple it is, in fact, to register. You can go to our website. The link is here. The link will also be in the show notes. Go online, go through our online registration system. That's quite easy to work with. Or feel free to call us. We have a support center here that's open long hours. You'll get our support representatives. You can talk to Angelo Valukas, as mentioned in the slide, who's our program coordinator, or me, or Geet, and we're happy to talk and explain and take a registration directly on the phone to make it easy for you. If you need to go old school, that's okay too. Feel free to fax in or mail a registration. A lot of companies still want to do it that way, so we're happy to accommodate that because of specific complications in their accounting or tuition reimbursement programs. They've got to do it on a paper-based level, and we can make that really easy.